Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiana, Story House Books. And today we are doing part 4 of our Make a Simple Journal series. So far we've done the cover. In part 2 we put in the signatures. And in part 3 we did put in some pockets and whatnot. So we're going to continue with that. Like I said in the first video, my process kind of is I'll make the cover. Once I decide on my papers and the number of signatures, I'll make the cover to go with that. Then I'll put my signatures in. Then once signatures are in, I decide where I'm going to put the pockets. I normally decorate my pockets after I've put them in. Some other artists do it a different way. This is how I do it. If you want to put decorate your pockets or tucks or ephemera or anything before you put that in, that's totally fine. The way I do it is not dead set rules, right? This is just the way I do it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you some more pockets. And again, this is a simple journal, so I'm going to be showing you some of the more simple things that I make for the more simple journals that I get requested for. So what we've done so far, like I said, we did the cover, did the signatures. I added this envelope here. We're going to do some stamping on that maybe tonight. The back cover, I have one of these envelopes that I got from Temu. It's kind of like a quote-unquote vintage envelope that I think would look really nice and go with the whole dark academia theme. So we're going to put that there and probably add some more stamping to that. Everything else in here, I believe I'm gonna make from scratch. Those two and this here was only 3 things that are pre-made for that it's going to be in this journal. This in particular, I get these from Amazon and I coffee dye them. I'm actually going to put them up on my Etsy store, so if you guys can't get them, or just for convenience, I'll have them on my shop here soon. Once I tea dye or coffee dye a whole bunch more of those. But so far we did, some of these were already done beforehand. But tonight we're going to be working on, let's see, we're going to stamp this. I want to do this snippet strip because we did one on the other side. And I don't like to do snippet strips on one side of the page as I don't like to see this rawness here. So we're going to do another one that kind of covers that, or, goes with that. So we're going to do a simple snippet strip here. I showed you guys this one in part 3. This is the one that's got 3 envelopes that are stacked here. I think is really cool. And we'll put, like I said, we'll decorate all this stuff after I've put them all in. This actually has a slit that goes right there. Let's see, what else are we going to work on tonight? Tonight we're going to do some faux stacked pockets, meaning they're a lot deeper than they look. I think they're going to stack up on top of each other. And we're going to do this hidden journal space pocket too, I believe. And then we'll see how far we get. Okay? Alright, so let's start with... Let's start with a snippet strip, yeah? Or let's start with the stamping. Let's get the stamping over with. And then we'll attach this. So this is the card that I'm going to put in there. And let's see what stamps we are going to use. Let me get a piece of paper to stamp against so I don't get my mat all dirty. I'm going to get a cleaner one. Let me get a new one. And I'm going to use... I think I'm going to do this, and I've got some stamps that have like math on them. It's like these have like some, it looks like calculus or something on them. So I think we're going to use these for sure. I'm going to go ahead and grab field notes and eccentric, of course. That's a given, right? But I'm going to go ahead and put some texture on here. So I'm going to grab one of my splatter stamps. And I'm using, this is archival ink. This is in Kofi. And I'm just going to go, actually, the other thing I normally do with this envelope is sometimes I will leave this flap on there. Sometimes I go ahead and take it off. And I think, should I leave it or take it off? I think I'm going to leave it this time. So yeah, we're just going to leave that flap up. Sometimes I worry that it's going to tear when people are going to go in behind it, but I think I kind of like the way it looks for this particular journal. So let's put some splatter on here. And then put some like there. I think that's a little more there. There, that's good. I don't think we want to put any more in there, but that's good. Alright, so let's put some of this calculus on here, and I'm going to use my archival ink in jet black. I just re-inked it so it's nice and juicy. So these should come up really nice. Maybe we'll use some of these gears as well. Let's see. So let's do this one. Now, when I'm stamping, it's not really much to teach you for this part. It's just grab your stamps and go, right? So is that upside down? That is, I think that's upside down. Yeah, that was upside down. And I'll put this a little bit on and off. That looks cool. It's a nice stamp, actually. I like that one. Now let's put that back here. Let's grab another one. There's another one with some formulas on it. I think that's the right way up. And we'll do that right here. Okay. Is there any more on here? There's another little one right here. Is that right side up? It's so tiny I can't tell. Let's put that down here in the corner. That's cool. I like that. Alright, do I want to do gears or anything mechanical on this? I mean, it's not steampunky, and it may come off kind of steampunky if I do that. What is this? This is... what is it supposed to be? Is it just numbers and a strip? Huh. Yeah, I think I want to stay away from the gears. I don't want it to come off steampunky, so let's not go that direction. So how about we just put on some... let's see, what else have I got over here? Let's see. Sorry guys, I've got so many stamps out right now. I've been so bad. I have not put my stamps away as I've been working with them. It's awful. I normally am really good at putting my stamps back. But lately, I have not been doing that. That's a cool one. Let's put this grid on there. Put that right here. I'm just going to rub that off of the acetate here. If it's a little bit stays behind, that's not bothering me because it's supposed to be grungy. Really just a little bit of glue, so I just scrape right off. Okay, there's that. How about some more bigger numbers? Let's see what we've got. I kind of want to keep that one around. What else can we do? We can do this. It's kind of like stamping. They stamp thing inside of a book. I'm going to tell you when it's due or whatever. So let's do some of that right here. Yep. I want some numbers. I want to put the big number 5 on here for some reason. I really do. But I don't think it'll come off right. I'll just put it right there. Why not? I'll put it right there. Just part of it. Right there. That's cool. That works. I can live with that. I can. How about we put this here? Or do we want to put maybe part of specimen right there? Let's put specimen there. Yeah, let's do that. And that will be that for this. Perfect. I want to put something right there, maybe. Yeah, I'll do 4.5 right there. I kind of feel like I need to put something more over here. Let me put like a large number there. I think it'd be a good idea. Where's my top? There's a 7, there's a 3 number one in here. 785, I think it is. Where is it? I wanted to do that. I kind of want to put a label half on and half off too. Let's do that. I'm going to put this label kind of on and off. A little bit right there. Yep. And where's that number I'm looking? I'm looking for a specific stamp, so maybe put that down here. Yeah, like it. And what else can we put up here? How about... I'm looking for a specific one, and I can't find it, and it's kind of bugging me right now. Okay, now I feel like I need to put something right there that's dark as well. So let's look for something. But what? Where's that darn number that I want? No. Aha, there it is. That's the one I want to put up there. That big one. That's the one. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to put some more on there. I think I want to ink it some more, and that'll help with what I'm looking for. I want to put that there. No, I don't. Nope. I want to ink it some more though. So I'm gonna grab my scorched timber distress ink, and I'm gonna ink this a little more. Let's grunge it up some more. That's what we need. Just needs more grunging. It's too clean. That helps a lot, actually. Yes. Okay, definitely. All right, let's kind of soften it a little bit with my blending brush here. Making sure I'm also in frame. You guys know me and how I like to drift. And also my camera, I think my boom is just old, or it's, well, I got it off Temu, so it's cheap. I'm gonna say it, it's cheap. So it's kind of like loosey-goosey, and I think it has a tendency to kind of move around a little bit as I'm filming. Because I'll notice it, I'll set my angle right, and then by the end of it I'll check in, I'm like, wait a minute, why am I... Because I always like to do it to where I can see like the bottom part down here, because I know I work down here close to the edge. And by the end of it, sometimes I'll notice it, and it's like up here. So, I think that looks good. I think that's it. That's done. We're going to stop with that. Okay. I am running out of real estate over here. Got my little trolley over here that I can use to keep some of my stuff out of the way. Alright, so let's put this in. Remember he had it with a map or something. Yeah, right here. So we're going to put that right here. Now, do I want to put it in the corner, or do I want to put it kind of like that? Kind of like... Yeah, I like that better. We're going to do it like that. Alright, let's use some art glitter glue here. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put that card back in there. It's like a little report card, so we'll put that back in here, like that. All right, so that one's done. Alright, next we're going to work on this snippet strip here. So I'm going to take this little scrap of strip out and work on it right here. Let's see, what did I do with my scraps that I was going to use? I knew I... Darn it. I'll be right back, you guys. I left it on the other side of the room. I'll be right back. Hold, please. Talk amongst yourselves. Alright, you guys, we're back. And I found my box of little strip or pieces that I wanted to use. Now, for those of you who don't know, a snippet strip is simply a strip. It's just a piece of scrap that you can grab and cut to the length of the page. And then you can use, like I did in this other one, the first one that we did, or that I did on here, just a bunch of scraps that I thought, kind of matched the page, right? So, and then I ran a single stitch all the way up and down just to keep them all together and glued it to the page. But for this one, I went and grabbed some Dark Academia ephemera that I had, a digital, and I printed it 4 to a page and cut out all the little tiny pieces. And also grabbed some scraps that I thought would look good together. So, so this one we're going to do scraps and maybe, if I think it works, maybe some little pieces of printed ephemera. Yeah? So I've got like little book covers, some tickets, what else is in here? This is like a program from a play, there's a letter. These might be too big, but there's some stuff in here that look like work, like this would work, I think. That would be a little piece would work. Some of these little tiny pieces. Here's a ticket stub. We'll see. If nothing else, we can definitely use this when we're decorating our pockets and stuff later on, right? So, let's start with... Now, a lot of times I'll start in the middle and work my way up and down, where the middle would be kind of like my focal point. So, let's do that. And I think I will use one of these as the focal point. So, let's kind of do... Ooh, here we go. Maybe not Once Upon a Time, but I think... Kind of cool. It looks like a hall. With like an old library, actually. So maybe we can use that as the focal point and then work our way out, maybe. Right? So let's try maybe that. I got another book. Set up books here. And then I'll just kind of, put them at an angle as I'm going along. I'll put this in here. I think I will. What's this script in there too? I'm pausing because I'm wondering if that's too big. I'm thinking it's kind of a little bit big. But I still like it. What else we got in here that we can do? Anything in here? I think this all might be just too big. And you can also do some layering too if you wanted. Like that, if you wanted to add some more to the top. Where's that script? So if you notice, I'm kind of mimicking what's the top and at the bottom. Okay, I really want to use this pinstripe paper. I think we need one more little piece. What about ticket stuff we can put down here at the bottom? And what else can we use? Well, let's see. Another little ticket here somewhere. There it is. Teeny tiny ticket right there at the top. What do you guys think? You know what? The only way to do it is find out. So, what I'm going to do is move all this over and then start gluing things down and inking. So feel free to fast forward to the inking process and the gluing process. I'd love you to stay and watch if you'd like. So I'm actually going to give this some texture. I think I've shown you guys this before. I take my edge of my scissors and just kind of rough up the edges a little bit. Since this is a focal point, it'll make it stand out and lift it a little even more, I think. Now, you don't have to do focal point. You can just do like a whole strip of just scraps too. That's like my other one, which looks totally fine. I love that look too. I just wanted to try something different on this side. See if this works. So, and you'll notice I'm doing this before I glue this strip into the book, because I may change my mind and I may not like it once I put it together. So let's see what it looks like once we put it all together. And again, I'm using Scorched Timber ink. If you're wondering why I'm using this besides and not the oxide, because I have both. The ink is a little darker, and I just like the color better. It looks more like actually something that's been burnt, right? And I particularly kind of like that look. So we'll do this. Okay, so what else has been going on? So I am super busy here lately. It's been a really busy month for us at Storey House. We've had quite a few orders. Quite a few. So thank you guys very much. It really means a lot. You guys are really helping me out as I'm going through my, my separation and whatnot, and all the fun stuff that comes along with that. It really helps us out financially, so thank you very much for that. Okay, put that right there. So I'm actually going to put the glue on the strip, so I'm not making more of a mess. So I'm just going to do that, a little bit of that. And I'm going to slide this underneath this one at an angle, just kind of sticking out, like so. And I'm going to work top to bottom, top to bottom. And again, I'm going to distress the edges. Tim Holtz has a distressing tool. It's a little circle with divots in it that does this as well. If you have that, use that. If you don't, I don't think it's necessary. I just, like you see, I'm using this edge of my scissors to do the same thing. It's the same exact thing. Let's see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like having all the fun tools and stuff and whatnot as well. But and then the newest, latest, greatest stuff. But sometimes you just don't. You don't need it. You just don't need it sometimes. Okay, pull this up just a smidge, and then I want to put that right there. Yeah. Okay. This, and we're gonna slide this right underneath there. Like that, a little bit out. You don't want to do it. Yeah, I like it like that. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to glue this bit down a little bit as well. Okay. Let's keep going. What was the next piece we're going to use? Let's use the herringbone or hound. Is it herring? No, this is houndstooth? Yeah, I think so. Or herringbone, one of the two. I can never remember. Okay. Like that. I'll slide this underneath here as well. And then glue this piece to it. Oop. And we'll do the same thing here. I'm going to get rid of this white cord. Just pull that off. I love this ink. It is my go-to for everything now. I think I use it too much sometimes. Especially on the things that I don't think it's a good idea. Like when I do some shabby chic stuff and I pull this out, I'm like, oh God, you know, when I should be grabbing for something like vintage photo or even walnut stain would be better sometimes. Okay, we're gonna keep it off at an angle a little bit too. All right, we're gonna have space here. Okay, we may be layering those tickets on here somehow. I'm gonna make it smaller. Let's do that. I'll put that on top this time. So we are going to do some layering on this snippet strip. Or more layering than we're already doing, actually. That right there. Put this piece down. See, that's like, I think I'm liking this. I think I'm liking it. Let's see how it looks on the page. Come on. I think it's almost time to re-ink my distress ink. It's about that time, I think. Yeah, definitely. Come on, get on there. Maybe it's my little spongy pad. Nope, there we go. Now we got some on there. Okay, what's next? Pinstripe. Definitely. Let's do the pinstripe kind of up like that. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna get rid of this white core a little bit. Oop. That's okay. That's okay. And then we'll put these tickets down at the bottom. I think. And then I think I want to put this index one right across. Like that. What do you guys think? I think that works. We'll see how it looks. Like I said, we'll see how it looks on the page. It works in theory. As they would, I guess they would say. By itself, I think it looks pretty cool. Okay. Let's do the ticket. Like so. Just a little bit angled. And then I'm going to cut that little piece off right there that's sticking out. There we go. Alright, so let's put this pinstripe up here. There. And then this teeny tiny itty bitty ticket. At the top here. And then we're going to cut. I may have to add something up there, so I'm going to leave that there. And then I want to put this index in the middle. I like that in the middle. Like right there. That looks pretty cool. And that's this. You know what? We're going to distress this too. It looked a little flat. Still look good, but I think this will make it look better. So what I'm doing is I'm scraping the edges and it's kind of lifting the edges up a little bit. Distressing it. Like it's a little more worn, a little more torn, a little more worse for wear. Yeah? Alright. And we'll put that dead center. Yeah, we're going to do it actually straight-ish. Alright, let's see how it looks in the book. this is where I want to put it. And I think that looks pretty good, you guys. I am going to cut that piece off. And I'm going to ink that edge up. Down here, the same thing. And you can use any type of glue that you want for this. You can use hot glue, water-based glue, glitter glue, Fabri-Tac, whatever. We're going to use Fabri-Tac just because I want a long bead. But before I do that, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to run. Do I want to sew it? I don't know if I want to sew it like I did the last one. I think it might take away from it. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to leave it alone, and we're just going to attach it as is and not sew it. Yeah, we're not going to sew it. I'm actually going to use Fabri-Tac because my glitter glue is very precious, and I'm running a little bit low, and I can't really afford to get any more right now. So, and I've got plenty of Fabri-Tac right now. So we'll put this. Make sure we're getting it on the strip on the page. As much as we can. Let's make sure it's good on the page here. I'll push it a little bit further to the edge. Okay, I'm going to press down on this. And then I'm going to ink the back of these. This is from the other side of the page. The snippet from over there. Just to take some focus off of that. Sticking out like that. Okay. I think we're good. I'll do the same thing on this side. There. That way it's not that stark white showing through on this side. More right here. And there we go. There's our snippet strip. I think that looks nice. I like that actually. Okie dokie. So, trying to control myself because this is also supposed to be lightly decorated. Not too much. So, our next one we're going to do is the hidden journal space pocket. Let's see, how are we doing on time? You know what? It doesn't matter. We're going to do this one. So let me find some paper that I want to use. Now, to do this, it's hidden journaling space. So it's going to be a pocket that hides inside of it, or it looks like a pocket or it looks like an envelope. And it hides inside of it. It's like a little flippy pad. Right, so you're going to need some paper. I grabbed this dot grid paper here that I'm going to use to make the flippy pad part. And I was deciding between two papers. So it's already got a map on it. So my first choice was this. And then my second choice was this black plaid. I think the black plaid is too severe for this one. So we're going to go with the map. Okay, so let's put this to the side. You'll want to know the measurements of your page. Now I know my pages, what I normally do is try to keep my pockets within an 8x5 space, right? So I just use my mat to measure how big I want things. Anything wider than 5, I know is going to probably go into the crease of the signature, and we don't want that. You risk tearing, or it coming apart, or just because of that fold or that bend, it's not a good idea. So for the pocket, I don't want it any wider than 5. Let's see. And I don't want it any taller than 8. So the measurements that I'm going to use are going to be, we're going to go 10 by 8. Okay, yeah, 10 by 8. And that'll leave me some room at the top and at the bottom because we're going to be folding up and stuff. So All right, so we're gonna cut this 10 by 8. Got my big trimmer here. Okay. So let's do the height first. Open this up. And we're gonna go to 8. Actually, I think I like that top piece better with the writing, so I want to keep that. And that'll be actually part of the flap. Okay, that's 8. And then we're gonna do it 10 wide. And that should make the pocket itself a little under 5. Okay, so that's 10. Let's see, 10 to 20. Yep. All right, so to do this, we're going to make a basic pocket. Okay, so if you're doing my measurements, fold to the 5 mark here. So mine is 10 by 20, so I'm going to fold to the 15 here. Then I'm going to fold the other side over and just go a little past the edge of this paper so I can glue it down. Yeah? Okay, where is a bone folder? I don't know where my big one is. Where is that thing anyway? Okay, that's okay. I got this. We'll use this. This works too. Give that a nice good crease here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold up both ends. Okay, just stick with me here. Here's the reason I'm doing it. Like, why are you folding up both ends? Because then you can't get into it. Ah, I know. Because we're going to get into it a different way. Just trust me. Go with me here. Just stay with me. Stick with me on it. There is a method to the madness. Okay? Now. I'm going to fold this part down. Yep. I'm going to fold this part down as well. About a 1/2 inch. You don't have to measure it. If you want to, get your scoreboard out, but you don't have to. You can just eyeball it. Okay? Now I'm going to miter these just because to get rid of the bulk. An easy way to do this. I've seen some YouTubers do this the hard way. Here's an easy way. Open it up, and right at the fold, cut it at an angle. Okay? Stick with me. Okay? We're going to open it up. Alright? And we're going to cut off these 2 flaps, okay, but not straight. Because when you close it, it might be uneven, and then you're going to get some folding when you fold this part down. So we're going to cut these 2 pieces at a very slight angle. So from the fold, at an angle, cut that piece off. Okay? Same thing on the other side. From the fold, a very slight angle, cut that piece off. Okay? And then you'll have something that looks like this. Yeah? So when you fold it, see it gets rid of all that bulk and it lays nice and flat. That's what we want. Okay? Alright, we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I haven't made one of these in a while, so I hope I'm doing this right. I'm not steering you down the wrong path, I hope. I have it in my head, it works. In my head, it works. So let's see if I can translate that out of my head. That's sometimes my problem. Things work in my head, but sometimes they don't work on paper. Alright, so we're going to close this up, and we're going to glue both ends. Oh, stay with me. I know what you're thinking. Why are you doing that? Why are you going to get in it? I'm going to show you in a minute. Yeah, okay, so let's use art glitter glue. We put a thin bead here on this edge, and then a thin bead on the inside of this edge. I'm going to close that up. Then close the ends. Yeah. Okay. Now, all right, Tiana, how the heck are we going to get into that now? Where's the hidden journaling space part? I'm going to show you. So, this is what you got. This is what it's going to look like on the page, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half. Okay? Stick with me on this. All right, now we're going to cut it in half. Okay? And just go with it. You can either cut it in half or cut it about 1/3 of the way down. It's up to you. I normally will cut it about 1/3 of the way down. Okay? That's about 1/3. So I'm going to cut it in half at, let's see, what's the measurement here? 4.5. Let's do 4.5 inches. Now, this doesn't work. You'll never see this video. But if it works, we'll be good. All right. So the idea is, once we make the flippy pad, we'll glue that inside here. We'll slide it onto there. And then it'll look like this on the page. Little hidden spot, right? Put it on there, right? It'll just slide in there. And then you won't, it's supposed to be kind of a hidden thing. And what I will also do, just to kind of hide it a little more, is since I keep all my little circle punches, or a lot of them anyway, I'll put like a little medallion on there, kind of like something like this, and now it kind of looks like a faux, like a envelope or something. But I'll put that on there, and just pull it up like that. Yeah. Okay. Stick with me. Just stick with me. You're probably scratching your head right now, going, "What the hell is she talking about?" I do have an idea here, okay? So let's make the flippy pad part. Now, we want it to be, not as wide as this little piece here. So that piece is 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 3/4. So what I'm going to do is basically just fold this in half. I've got about exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages here. And I'm going to fold it in half. And that'll give us 10. Okay? So I'm going to use my cutter and cut this. I'm just going to make a quick little flippy pad. Just going to cut it down to size. Now you can tear this if you want to as well. You don't have to use the cutter. Just depends on what look you're going for. I'm just cutting mine just because. And you also don't want it any longer than the pieces together, yeah? So our pieces together are, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm a little under 7, so let's make this 6. Alright, let's do right there. Save that for later. Okay, now we're going to use a piece of, use my tiny attacher to staple this together. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. A little flippy pad, right? Now what do? Well, we're going to glue this inside of here, like so. This is the idea, yeah? Put it in here like that. Instant journal space, right there. Yeah? Okay. So, now, we'll do it like that. And that's what we have. And then we'll glue the little circle on there like this. And that's what the end result will look like. Then you can glue it either, if you want to, you can just glue the corners and just make it a tuck as well, or another side-loading pocket, or top-loading even if you wanted to. Yeah? So let's do that. Let's go ahead and glue this in. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on this, because I'm going to put a little bit extra up here on top. And then I'm just going to slide it in here and press down. Yeah? Try to center that. Okay. Just like that. Yeah? Alright, now it's in there. Just slide it in. And there you go. Right? And that's it. I'm going to glue it down to the page. So we're going to do some inking. I'm going to do some distressing on this little circle piece here first. Okay. And some inking. Then some glue in. Alright, I'm going to glue this little circle right about there, I think is good. I want to put an eyelet on there too. Kind of do. I think I kind of will. Let's see if I can get to the middle there. I can get right at the middle. Yep, I hit it. Wow. That was a good luck shot if there ever was one. Okay, let me switch out my little deal here, and can I reach it? Yep. Yeah, there we go. I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, let's ink this and put it together. Okay. So, I am going to ink here a smidge. Not too much, because I don't want it to look like it's separated from the other piece, but just enough to hide the white core. Yep. And then we're going to ink up the sides really good. Okay. Just a little, just to get rid of the core there. And then down the sides really well. Okay. Slide that in there. And we'll glue this right about there. Okay. We're only going to glue it half of the circle on there, so do not glue the whole thing down. We want this just for show. Just for show. Like my belly. So I'll take this out actually. And make sure I don't get the glue on the paper. Right there. I think that's right. Yeah, that'll work. Press that down. Now, you just slide this in. And that little circle kind of helps keep it down as well. Right? And there you go. Hidden pocket, hidden journal space. Yes? So this is where the madness is going. So now let's put this in. And we're going to put some cluster work on that when we get around to it and we get to that part. So I was going to put this on the mat side. And which side do I want to put it on? I'll put it on this side. I think I'll leave this side open and put it on this side. Yeah. Okie dokie. So yeah. Alright. Now, this is where you've got to be careful when you're gluing this down. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to glue down this piece once I decide on positioning. So take your piece and decide where you're going to put it, right? And then take this part out, and then I'm going to glue this right here. Okay. So I'm going to make it, I want to make it a tuck. No, I don't. I don't. about there. Is it straight? Yeah, it is. Okay. And we are going to put some glue in the back here and slide this piece in, and it is done. Minus the embellishments that we will get to later. What did I do that for? Y'all, it's supposed to come out. Oh my god. I'm such a goofball. It's habit, but it's like muscle memory, you know? Just gonna wipe the glue off. It's no biggie. There's no harm, no foul. It's okay. We can recover from this. So I'm wiping the glue off, and then I'll take my residue eraser and get the rest of it off. But like I said, it's muscle memory. Always gluing things down to a page, right? So I'm going to pause this. This is going to take me just a second to fix. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Sorry, guys. It took me a second to get all that glue off, but now you don't even feel it. Oh, wait. Wrong. I'm wrong. There's a little spot right there. Okay. Whew, that was almost a disaster. All right. Now back to where we're going to slide this piece in. Like so. And then there you go. Yeah? Like that. Now, if you wanted to, you could even put a slit here for this piece to slide into. And that way you can hold it even more. But that'll be fine. See? Check it out. Yeah? Okie doke. Let's see. I might even, just for now, probably should have made that a little wider so it wouldn't slide back and forth like that. Yeah, that might have been a good idea. But we could put a clip there like that, and that would be fine too. That would work too. Leave that clip there. What do you think? Yeah? That'll work. Let's leave it like that. Okay, we're gonna clip it. Okie dokie. Now moving on to the next thing. Let's see how we're doing on time. We are, I think we got time to do one more pocket together. So let's do another simple one, is the simple library card pocket. Yeah? This is the one I'm going to use, but I brought some paper to show you how to make it, and it's going to go right here, right over this young lady. So we're going to cover her up, or maybe I'll put it there. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it right there. But there leaves a lot of journaling space. I'll put that there because the card's only going to be as big as this pocket. And this is supposed to be writing journal. So we're going to put this here on the corner. So that way you still see the library. Isn't that cool? The little typeset on here. It's the wood, I think, is nice. So, have I inked this one yet? Not yet. Let me go ahead and ink this real quick. And then I will show you how I make mine. Simple, 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 simple. Alright, so let's leave that there. I'm going to put a little clip on it. So basically what you have is one piece, it's two pieces, one piece here and then the pocket here. You can even add another pocket here or a tuck right there, or when you glue it down, it can be a side-loading pocket, or it can be a tuck as well. We're going to make it a tuck for this exercise. So let me just clip this in here, and let's make a library pocket. Let's see, what are we going to use? Let's use some... Do I have any scrap that's big enough that we could use? I do. This is a good way to use some of your scrap cut-off pieces like this, right? This is cut off from a 12 by 12. It's perfect. The measurements is up to you, okay? Here's the kicker. I'm going to show you in just 1 second. So I'm going to make mine, we're going to make it, I'm going to say 5 by 4. 5 by 4. Yeah? Okay. Let me see how wide is this. This is almost 5. I need a little bit bigger piece. Let's do, let's make one out of Tim Holtz, because I know those are 6 across. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put this away. This was a little bit wider. The reason you want it a little bit, at least 5 inches, is because if we're doing a 5 by 4 card, and it's 4 inches this way, the pocket that we put on it has to be about, at least a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch wider on each side to make the fold to go underneath it. What do I mean? This is what I mean. So when you're cutting, whatever size you make this, right? So this one in particular is kind of an odd measurement because I was using a scrap piece of paper and it wasn't exactly the size that I wanted it to be, but it worked out. But if you're doing, let's say 5 by 4, all right, or whatever, if it's 4 inches wide, you're going to want your flaps, okay, to be at least a 1/4 inch. These are a 1/4 inch or up to 1/2 inch wider on each side, so you have a flap to fold it down, right? Okay, so that's what I mean. So whatever your width of your card, you need to consider the flaps on either side, okay, and the bottom, all right, for mine. I have seen some YouTubers just cut out a piece and just glue it straight down to the top of the card. I like to wrap mine around. It gives me a little bit more room in the pocket, and I don't lose space width-wise, right, for the card that I put in it. So we're going to use Tim Holtz here, make a little bit bigger one. And I want to see this, so we're going to make this, let's say, how wide, how tall is this? But I like this size. This is like 5 1/2. And then it's 3 1/4. So let's do 5 by, we'll do, what did I say this was? 5 1/2. Okay, let's do 5 1/2. Yeah, I like that size. 5 1/2 by 4, and let's add a 1/4 inch to each side. So it's going to be 5 1/2 tall, lengthwise, however you want to say it, 5 1/2, and then it'll be 4 plus, I'm going to say a 1/2 inch on each side, so it'll be 5 wide for the pocket part. So let's cut the card part first, okay, and we'll do that 5 1/2 by 4. So let's grab my little trimmer we can do this with, and we need this to be 5 1/2. Let's open this up. And Tim Holtz's are 10 lengthwise, just so you know. They're 10 by 6s. How do I know this by? I know this by heart because I use them all the time. Okay. Is that 5 1/2? That is 5, and that's 5 1/2. Okay. Okay. I'm going to keep this as the pot. I'm going to make the bottom of the pocket with. And we're going to make this 4. So to make sure I get this part, I'm actually going to cut an inch off of, a 1/2 inch off each side, right? Because we want this to be, 4. I want it 4 wide, so I'm going to cut off an inch off of each side. That'll make, since this is 6 and I want this middle part, I'm going to cut an inch off each end. That'll make it 4, right? So let's do that. Cut off an inch here, right there. I'm probably going to cut part of that H off. I hope not, but probably. Cut off another inch right there. Nope, I'm going to keep it. Okay. Let's save these scraps. Now, I'm going to cut this bottom part, but this is the part that's going to be the pocket, right? And this one is, how tall is this one? This is a 2 1/4. Okay, so for the pocket, I'm going to cut it 5 inches wide. 5 inches wide, and tall, we're going to do, I want it to come up right underneath right over the book part. So we'll see Harrington spelling. And that is about 2 1/2, okay? So we're going to cut a piece that is 5 wide, right? 5 wide, that's 2 1/2, and 3. So we'll make it 5 by 3. The card 5 by 3. I think we can pull that off. So 5 wide, this way. And again, I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch off each side here. Is that a 1/2 inch? That's a 1/2. There's 1/2. Okay. And then what did we say? We said we wanted 3. I want 3. Let me see here. Yeah, 3. Because I want to, I'm considering the flap. Alright, so we're doing it 3 inches tall. So let's go this way. Where's 3? 3 is right there. I kind of want to see this. Let's get this top part off. So we'll do 3. Right? 3. Did I say 3? Let's do 1, 2, yeah, 3. Okay, we're gonna cut it 3. Committed to it now. 3 inches. Okay. So this piece, like I said, is 5 by 3. Let's move this out of the way. All right, let's review the measurements again. Okay, your main card. The main card is 5.5 by 4. The pocket part is 5 by 3. Got it? Okay, and it's going to go on like this. Yes. Okay, so next part I want you to do, we're going to score the flaps for the pocket. I've got my scoreboard here. And I'm going to score a 1/2 inch all the way around. On each, on 3 sides. Come on now. There we go. 1/2 inch. And, yeah. 1/2 inch right there. Okay. And we're going to fold those in. So, and we're going to miter the corners. Did I put my scissors over here? I could have sworn that I did. I know I did, because I used them a second ago. There they are. I'm going to make the scrap pile over here. These are the larger ones. Now we're going to cut at the intersection of these fold lines here. Then we're going to miter up here at the top of the pocket as well, cutting down at an angle. So you'll have something that looks like this. Okay? Let's get rid of these scraps. Alright. Now, to attach it, okay, pull these parts back up. If I did this right, it should slide right in. Like so, yeah, okay. Like this. Yeah? And then you just fold over your flaps and glue them down and you're done. Okay? So it looks like I'm a little bit off here. Like by, like literally a hair off. So I'm going to just cut off a little tiny sliver off of this. And that sometimes happens when you're scoring, you know, you lose a little bit. So it's not that big a deal. That ought to do it. Let's see here. Slide it in. Let's see if I can fold this now. Oh, it's still a little off. Just, I mean, it's like a little tiny hair off. So let's go ahead and do that much. Let's see if that does it. That ought to do it. Yep, that did it. Okay, that did it. Look at it. Okay. Alright, so that's what it's going to look like when we're done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and slide the card in all the way down to the bottom and then glue my flaps down. Let's use art glitter for this. This is the other side. Oh, sorry about that noise. Ah, squeaky noise. Okay, and then the bottom flap here. Alrighty. And that is our pocket. Now you can round the corners of the top if you like. I do like, so I'm gonna use the 4mm side, I think. Let's see. Nope, let's do 7. Yep, 7. All right, then let's do a little ink in. If you want to, you don't have to, of course. And we'll ink this here. Now you can put a notch in yours if you'd like. I do not like. So I just make my edge here a little bit darker than the rest to indicate the pocket. And then there's your pocket right there. And then you just take whatever, make yourself a card and just slide it in there like that. A ticket, card, whichever, a couple of cards, a couple of tickets, whatever you like. That's cute. I kind of like this. I might use this one instead. Let's see what let's put it in the journal, see how it looks. And maybe we'll might change my mind on which one to use. Okay, where were we? We were here, right? Yes. All right, so let's make a decision. Do we like this one better? I like this one better. I like this one better, actually. So we're going to use the one that we made together. Yep, definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. All right, and we want to make it a tuck too, I think, yeah? Let's make it a tuck. And yeah, let's make it a tuck. Let's make it a tuck. We're gonna make it a tuck. So we're just gonna glue 2 sides here. And up this way. Okay. I'll set this down right here. I like this one. That looks cute as a button. What do you think, y'all? Yeah? Right there. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And we'll make some journal cards. Maybe throw some tickets in there as well. Maybe in the tag too. Maybe tag too. We've got lots of space in there. Is that even? No. Is it even now? Pretty much. Okay. Let's see how we're doing on time. Okay, we are a little over an hour, so we did 3 elements today. We did snippet strip right here. We did 4. We stamped this mini CD sleeve here. We did the snippet strip. We did the hidden journal space pocket here, yeah, that we clipped on. Just take it out right there, and you got a pocket as well, and you got some journaling space. Like that, right? And then we just finished the library pocket, which I just lost. Here we go. And we turned this into a tuck right there. Okay? Okay, awesome. So thank you guys for joining this evening. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. I had fun. Especially watching myself make some mistakes on it as I was going along. But again, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will have some links to the supplies that I use in the description below, as well as some couple of links. One to our Etsy store, go check it out if you'd like, and a link to our Kofi site. There's 3 pieces of ephemera up now for you guys. That's for free. Please go over and check those out and download those. If you're new to our channel, please, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So hit the subscription button and the bell, and you get notified anytime I upload new content. If you like the video, please help us out and hit that like button or leave a comment. I love to hear what you guys think. Reading the comments is one of my favorite things in the world. So I will talk to you guys in the next video in part 5, and we'll continue with some more pockets and stuff. Okay? Thank you guys for joining tonight. Have a good one. See ya.